my pleasure today to share a couple of updates on what our software team has been working with over the last year. And to do that, I am going to be showing a bit of a live demo. So let me go ahead and get the screen shared here, if everybody can confirm that we're seeing this okay. Where I'd like to start is that a lot of our focus over the last year has been on a lot of our internal processes and tools. So we've been spending a lot of time developing tools that support the highest quality assurance and the best turnaround times. And all this has been based on listening to your feedback and making sure that we're allowing that feedback to drive our future development. So some of the feedback that I'd like to reflect on in this presentation is requests that we've had just to kind of better understand what's the status of an analysis, what is happening to it, how can we get those real-time updates, a request to make it easier to upload data, making sure that when you are viewing data and when you are uploading data, it's a seamless experience that you're working with the same. And of course, to try to get that all into the same application. Last year, we had the pleasure of revealing the portal, and I'm happy to share that we have a lot of additional features being released this year into that portal, meaning that you have a single application to work with. So on our screen, I'll show a quick live demo. Here we are. I have a customer account set up for us. So this would be the Form 26 distributor, and this user is, of course, an administrator of it. That would be myself, of course. And today we're going to take a few actions. I'm just going to simulate actually what it looks like putting some of these new features to use. So first thing I'm going to explain is that I have a new client. I've been able to do some work with them. I was able to do a survey on the field, and I want to get their data into SoilOptix. So first thing that I'll do is I'll create a new client for them. Here, I'm going to select that they're a client. I'll put in the demo contact information here. And of course, you'd absolutely put in your real information. But from this, we've created a new client. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is kind of a new feature. I'm going to invite my customer directly to join SoilOptix. So I'm going to say that they have permission to use this new client business. They can be administrator of it. And for today's purposes, we'll use an internal email address. You give this to your customer directly, and we can see here that there's a pending invite for them. So this is very exciting. Already what's happened is an email has been sent. They've been invited to join the SoilOptix platform. And when they accept that invite, they'll be able to create their account and view all their information here. So let's go ahead and we'll get some data set up for them. We're going to create a new farm for them, of course. And then in that farm, we're going to go ahead and we'll create a new field. Perfect. So we've created the new farm, we've created a new field, and now we're at this page where it says that there is new analysis for them. Well, thankfully, we were able to do some work yesterday, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to create that analysis for them. Now, here, we'll go ahead and we'll click Create. I'll see here that there's some options to mark it as a resample, and if I had made a mistake there, that's also something that I can do at a later point in time. So this is now the field page. We can see here that it is not yet submitted, but I do have an option to see some analysis details. Now, this is where we add all the functionality that previously existed in the Upload app, as well as some new additional functionality built right into the portal. So do a quick tour to see what we've got. Of course here, as I said, we can update the options here, mark it as a resample if we had made a mistake, and we're going to see some general information and the status that has not yet been submitted. We do also have here a whole messaging platform. Obviously, we do have our great support where you can reach out via email or even give us a call, letting us know when there's any kind of communication that's required for a field. However, we've also wanted to streamline this and make sure that you always have a clear, constant record of that communication. So with this message system, it gives you the option to reach out, and that message is directly attached to the field at any time. You can take a look at that. Additionally, we can share responses through this. It's really just to have that extra line of communication available for you. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to take a look at the Files tab. So for the Files tab, we can see here, these are the files that would be uploaded. We'll go ahead and we'll simulate some of this. Like I said, we've already done the survey, so I'm going to drag in my survey file. I'm going to upload that to the survey. That does include my activities and my log inside of a zip file. And now that that's been updated, you'll see that there's an option here. I can download this at any time. And if I've made a mistake, I can delete it and upload the replacement. I'll also go ahead and I'll upload the boundary that I have for this field. Now, when I upload the boundary, some additional work has taken place here. First, I can see that's here. I can confirm that's there, but I can also take a quick look at our boundary editor and see that's already been processed. This allows me to confirm that the correct boundary has been attached to my field. And if a mistake has been made or any corrections are needed, I've got a few options available to me. Obviously, I can upload a new boundary file if I'm working on that in my own software in my own system. But we do also have a lot of options available for just a lightweight boundary editor right here in the platform. So you don't have to download files, open up additional software. A lot of the features are already available. And of course, there's some documentation to get you started in there. So lastly, we'll go into the area where we can submit. There is a new feature here. For most of us, we always have the same standard package for all of our customers, but in some instances, we do have things like a carbon add-on or a premium package selection that we've negotiated with our customers. So we have here the option to actually set that. When we set that, it just means that we've got advance notice of what layers we are expecting in the end, and that way we can provide current and accurate statuses, letting you know if a set has been fully published, or if it's been partially published and we're waiting on delayed labs, for example. This is really just to make sure that there's that better, cleaner communication and to help with that quality assurance level. Now I know that all the information is there. I'm very satisfied with it. I'm going to go ahead and I'll submit that analysis. And taking a quick look here at the overview, I can see that this is processing. So already we've made a few improvements here, but now I'm going to switch to another screen very quickly. And here we are on that same customer account that's received an invitation. In this example, they have already clicked on that email. They have already created their account. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at their invitations. They do have an invitation here to see my new client. Well, that's absolutely the one that I want to accept. So we'll go ahead and we'll accept that. And now I've got some additional options as well. I've got control over my access, so I can see that I am an administrator for this business. I can also see that I'm set up to receive notifications. That means that anytime new data is published, not only do you get that direct email, but now the client will get that direct email. And if they choose not to receive those notifications, everyone can go directly into their profile settings and make a change to that option. For now, we'll take a quick look here at the business details, and you'll be able to see that I've got very much like the same kind of value that we had before. But when it comes to that parent business, that Forum 2026, I'm not an administrator. I'm not a viewer of that. So I can see that they've got access to my data, that they can make controls over it. That would be you in this case. But I also have some agency over my own field here. Now I'm going to take a look here at that backyard field that was set up. And for those of you who did notice that there was a spelling error in here, I promise that was intentional. I want to go ahead. I'm going to make that quick change to it. So I'm going to save my backyard. It's now been renamed. And at this point, it is still processing. Nothing has been completed just yet. So the only available export is the boundary. But as this is processed, I'll also be able to go through, download these results directly. And of course, I'll be able to view those status updates and get those emails letting me know that there is more information available. So these are a lot of new features that are available directly inside of the portal that we've been using already. They will be enabled in the coming months, and I want to talk a little bit about how that's possible. And this comes more to our integrations for our customers who have been taking advantage of our APIs. Previously, we've worked with the Upload API and the V3 API for gathering results. And the first thing to note is that these APIs are continuing to be supported as is. So all of your existing integrations continue to work. However, to make a clear distinction about some of these new features, we have added a V4 API. And the V4 API provides all these features that we've demonstrated, your ability to gather all data, and does include full documentation available online. So this is just the api.soiloptix.com website. This is where you can find this information. And we do also have migration guides available and a testing environment for those who do want to start working with the V4 API. Most importantly, again, all these features are interoperable. You can continue using all of your existing integrations. And if you choose to use one thing out of the V4 API, for example, you can use that and continue using the V3 and the Upload API exactly as well. So we are very excited about some of these features. Again, this is a small section of some of the updates that we've been working on, as our greatest focus has been on our internal process, ensuring the highest quality assurance and the turnaround time for you.